Hola chicos, welcome to lesson 89. Okay, today you're going to look at las asignaturas with a view to escribir, doing a writing activity. Okay, for today's lesson you will need the following equipment. The exercise book that the school gave you, your knowledge organiser from module 5 which is on class charts, a pen and a highlighter. So if you don't have that now, pause to get that ready. Please remember to email me if you have any questions at all about today's activities in the lesson. Here is my email address. Also, please can you send me copies of your work to get achievement points? And you'll see I've nominated 6 more students to send in their work. Thank you those who've sent it in already. You should have everything back and marked by now and all your achievement points. So really well done. It's great to see your work. I'd like to see as much of it as possible, even when you're not nominated. Okay, let's move on to the do now activity. Okay, year 9. So here is your title, Las asignaturas escribir. So school subjects and focusing on writing today. And here is your date, martes el 12 de mayo, so Tuesday the 12th of May. And your objective, to write a text about what I study at school, my opinions on the school subjects that I study as well. So please make sure that's neatly written down in your book. The date and title are underlined. Press pause if you need to do that before we go to the do now activity. Okay, the do now activity should take about 10 minutes all in all. What you have to do is complete the sentences using the correct ending to the opinion verb. So you'll have either an A ending or an AN ending. So an A ending for a singular school subject and a plural ending for either a plural subject or a number of subjects mentioned. Okay, as well as that, you need to complete the correct verb for ser, either es for a singular subject, it is, or son, it is for science and maths. Okay, your challenge is to translate those sentences into English as well. Okay, pause to complete the activity now, please. Okay, now to check your answers. So we have to look at the school subject. If it's a singular school subject, then we're going to be adding an A. If it's plural, then we're going to be adding an. So let's look at el inglés. It is a singular school subject. It's el inglés. So we're going to add an A onto the verb gustar. So it's going to be me gusta el inglés porque, and it's singular, so it's going to be es divertido, meaning I like English because it is fun. Dos, las matemáticas is plural, feminine plural school subject. So we're going to add an at the end of the opinion verb, okay? Also, we have to remember to put the verb ser in the plural. So it's me encantan las matemáticas ya que son fáciles. So I love maths as it's easy. Okay, we're looking at for number 3, las ciencias, which tells us it's plural. So we're going to need plural verbs in both spaces. So me fascinan las ciencias dado que son interesantes. So I'm fascinated by science given that it's interesting. Número 4, it's la biología. So it's going to be singular. So me encanta la biología porque es exigente, which means I love biology because it's demanding. Y finalmente, número 5, so we have 2 school subjects here. We've got la historia y la geografía. So we're going to have to use a plural for each of the verbs because you've got more than one and you've got to say they are. So no me gustan la historia y la geografía ya que son aburridas. So I don't like history and geography as they are boring. Okay, pause to mark all your work now and then play when you're ready to move on to activity number 1. Don't forget to send your work in and to check the slides at the end to see who's been nominated. Okay, hasta luego.
Muy bien, chicos. So what I'd like you to do is study the 5 sentences that I've got here for you in Spanish. Within each sentence, there are 2 errors. 2 errors in number 1, 2 errors in number 2, and so on and so forth. You will see that I've highlighted the noun in each sentence. I've not done that because the noun itself is an error, but I've done that to really draw your attention to the fact that the noun is the centre of our sentence in Spanish. It's the noun that decides whether our opinion verb is singular or plural, or whether our adjective ends in an O or an A, or an os or an as. It's all down to the noun. So what I would like you to do, please, as I said, is to study each sentence really carefully. Pick out those errors. Is it the me gusta or the me gustan that's wrong? Is it es or son that's wrong, just like the do now? Or is it that the ending of the adjective is wrong, that it doesn't match to the noun? Let's look at number 1 together. So, me gusta el inglés porque son divertidos. So, I've highlighted el inglés, that's where we start. El inglés is singular and masculine. It's singular, so we know that me gusta has to be right. It's singular, therefore we know that son is wrong. It should be es. It's singular and masculine, therefore we know that our adjective divertidos is wrong. It needs to be singular. Therefore, the correct sentence, which you'd write correctly in your book, is me gusta el inglés porque es divertido. So please pause the video now and work through that same process for sentences 2 to 5. Off you go. Well done, Year 9. Let's check your answers. Okay, so número 2. We start with what I've highlighted, las ciencias. It's plural and it's feminine. So it's plural. We know that encanta is wrong. It must be encantan. It's plural, so es is wrong. It must be plural son. You can see looking at our adjective fáciles, it's already plural, so we know that's right. And here's our answer. Me encantan las ciencias, dado que son fáciles. Número 3. El dibujo. Singular and masculine. Our opinion odio never changes, nice and easy. So we know that that's not going to be an error. So el dibujo, once again, masculine singular. Therefore we know son is incorrect. Son is only for plural nouns. We also know that divertidas is incorrect because el dibujo is masculine and singular. Therefore your answer is odio el dibujo porque es divertido. Número 4. Estudio la geografía los lunes porque son creativa. Now a slightly different error in number 4, going back to 2 lessons ago. After the verb estudiar, to study, we never have the article. So the la is wrong here. We just say estudio geografía. Geografía is feminine and singular. Therefore we know that son is our second error. And here's the completed sentence correctly. And last one, número 5. Mis amigos y yo estudian empresariales, dado que es interesantes. So, first error, again, slightly differently. Estudian is incorrect, because here we're talking about mis amigos y yo, my friends and I. Empresariales is plural. Therefore, we know that es is incorrect. And there is your completed sentence. Great work on that Year 9, because it is quite tricky and it takes a lot of thinking on our part. But as long as you always start with the noun, you'll never go wrong. Let's move on. So chicos, here I've got a text for you. And this text sort of puts everything together that we've been doing on school subjects. So all you need to do at first is just listen to me read the text and follow it as I read. Off we go. Estudio inglés todos los días. Me gusta estudiar inglés, aunque es menos interesante que las ciencias. Mis amigos y yo estudiamos ciencias los martes y los jueves a las 10:20. Sin embargo, no me interesa la biología, dado que las pruebas no son fáciles y es aburrida. Aunque mi asignatura favorita es la geografía y la estudio los miércoles por la tarde. Y me gusta porque es mejor que las matemáticas. Odio el arte dramático, ya que es peor que las empresariales. Ayer estudié música y me gustó porque la clase fue divertida y el profesor es muy simpático. Mañana voy a estudiar educación física y me gusta ya que se me da bien. Okay, chicos, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our pronunciation and focus in a little bit on some key words where we often make errors. So the first one is ciencias. I often hear from students ciencias, so let's practice that one together. Repeat after me, ciencias. And again, ciencias. Excelente. Let's move on to the next one. Repeat after me, jueves. Jueves. If you're really struggling to make that h sound, just pronounce it as if it was a H there. Jueves. Jueves. Muy bien, chicos. Let's move on to the third word. Repeat after me. Biología. Biología. Excelente. Next up, repeat after me. Favorita. Favorita. Next up we have mejor. Mejor. Same thing with this one as the jueves. If you're struggling to make the h sound, just pronounce it like a H. So let's try that if you're struggling. Mejor. Mejor. Muy bien. Penultimate word now. Repeat after me. Mañana. Mañana. Excelente. And final one. Similar here, similar sounds to ciencias. Repeat after me. Educación. And again, educación. Excelente, chicos. If you'd like to practice them again, just rewind the video by 2 minutes. Okay, chicos, so now we're going to put that pronunciation, that really focused pronunciation practice to the test. And what I'd like you to do is repeat each phrase after me. So I'll give you some time to repeat it back and really pay attention to those words that we practiced earlier. Let's go. Estudio inglés todos los días. Me gusta estudiar inglés, aunque es menos interesante que las ciencias. Mis amigos y yo estudiamos ciencias los martes. Y los jueves a las 10:20. Sin embargo, no me interesa la biología. Dado que las pruebas no son fáciles y es aburrida. Aunque mi asignatura favorita es la geografía. Y la estudio los miércoles por la tarde. Y me gusta porque es mejor que las matemáticas. Odio el arte dramático, ya que es peor que las empresariales. Ayer estudié música y me gustó porque la clase fue divertida. Y el profesor es muy simpático. Mañana voy a estudiar educación física. Y me gusta ya que se me da bien. Excelente, chicos. Fantástico. Okay, so now what I'd like you to do is I've given you a gapped translation. So your translation below in English, you just have to fill in the gaps. I would like you to write the whole of the English, but absolutely do not write the original Spanish. So you'll start by writing I study, and then you look up to the Spanish, have a look. What should come after I study? We see it's Inglés. We know that that's English. So you'll go, I study English every day, full stop. And then fill in the next gap like that. Please pause the video now to complete your gapped translation. Excelente, Year 9. Let's check your answers. Okay, so here are your answers for you. As you can see, I've put the words in red just to make it a little bit easier to really focus that you're checking those ones. So pause the video and check through phrase by phrase. Off you go. Excelente, chicos. So, chicos, now you're going to have the opportunity to write a text just like that for yourself, roughly of around 90 words. When you hear 90 words, you think, oh my goodness me, that sounds an awful lot. But really, it's not. It's just sort of the size of actually not a huge paragraph in your books. What I would like you to include is tell me about what subjects you study and on what days. So, just like the text did before. I also want you to give your opinions on those subjects. So saying whether you like it or you don't like it, paying attention, remember, for if it's singular or plural, your noun, and then how you form your opinion in that way. I also would love you to tell me what you studied yesterday and what you're going to study tomorrow. So don't worry if yesterday was Sunday and you didn't do any schoolwork. Please, just you can make up as if it was another school day, or use your timetable if that will make things easier. You can pick a day there to describe what you studied yesterday. So as I said, you've got to pay really close attention to me gusta and me gustan. Think about whether your noun is singular like inglés or plural like matemáticas. Same thing with es and son. If it's singular, you use es. If it's plural, son. And then you think about the adjective ending. So for example, if we take matemáticas, plural and feminine, your adjective fun would be divertidas. Here I've also given you the example again, okay? The example text that we've used throughout this lesson today, just to give you a little bit of inspiration and also to show you what I know you're capable of. So please pause the video now to complete your text of roughly 90 words. And please remember to send photos of your attempts. Fantastico, Year 9.
Well done, Year 9. And now for your final activity. It should take about 10 minutes to complete the quizzes. Okay, please complete the quiz following the link provided on class charts or below. You need to use your username for Woking High School, okay, as shown below. You don't need to sign up. You can skip that part. Nominated students today to send in their work to my email address are Luke, Archie, Tom, Jess, Carla, and Megan. Okay, gracias. Adios.